Good morning. It's day 64, I believe. I've just broken camp at Domingo Springs, which is a Forest Service campground. Has this wonderful spring. Part of it is diverted out into this spigot that they never close, just free flowing, but sort of like a really gushing spring coming in off the lava rocks. There's an established Forest Service campground. I didn't stay there because, fee area or whatever. 100 yards away, there's perfectly level places like you just find everywhere, sort of out in the forest here. Rain during the night, off and on. My tent didn't leak or anything like that, but pretty much most of my clothes, not my sleeping clothes, not my sleeping bag, but pretty much everything else is like dirty, muddy, tracks all sorts of gunk, and then the gunk rubs off on the other parts of the gear that had previously been clean, etc., etc., etc. So kind of looking forward to getting into town today. I have just about 10 miles to go to Highway 36, which goes into Chester. Problem, however, my friend Grizzly Smurf, who has been like half day ahead of me, something like that, in recent days, Garmined me and said, no rooms available in Chester. So I don't know where he stayed. I think there's a church that allows you to camp out in their backyard, but that doesn't get you dried out. Yeah, I'm looking for a place inside. So, I mean, the point for me is to temper my expectations. This is the weekend, and I think a lot of people are out trying to get their last part of the outdoors of the season for themselves, and so tempered expectations. What else? Because it has been raining, and also, well, not so much because it's raining, because I'm in the burn area here. I've heard a lot of tree branches falling around at night, last night. It wasn't particularly high wind or anything like that, but even just hiking yesterday, there were some that were just like, you could hear them come down and crash into other ones and other ones and other ones. Real problem, widowmakers in this burn area, and I'm not even half the way through it. It's supposed to be like on the other side of it, 90 miles section, stride, Chester. And this all comes from, I believe, a single fire, the Dixie Fire. And I'm going to have to look this up. Might be the largest recorded wildfire in terms of area in California history. If not the largest, it's one of the largest. I think I'll put this down, gather my thoughts, come back to you in a couple minutes. Well, here's something. This is tough. This is not an animal who's chewing on this. My guess is that it's a bear. Bears will eat like almost anything. There are the chips from it up above. Strewn about, getting at the, I don't know if there's some sugars at the base or starches, the seeds, whatever. Okay, time for the weekly health update. Shin splints and Metatarsal crown, same. Right knee still bothers me. I hardly ever take medication for it. It doesn't really swell or anything. That's all kind of the same. I've fallen a couple times this past week. Never really serious. I scraped my forearm one time, put some antibiotic and a few large band-aids on it. Haven't had a chance really to check it since then, see if there's been any like infection or whatever, but I'll check that later today. Digestion fine. I haven't been sick, haven't really had any sniffles, colds. I mean, you go out in the wilderness and you don't catch stuff from other people much. Let me see, there was something. Oh, my weight. Don't know how much I weigh, but I'm getting kind of like emaciated. I mean, I can tell. Yeah, I'll have to be sure not to look in the mirror when I get into town. When I started the hike, I weighed 190. I'm almost certain, just based on like feeling my muscles and stuff, that I'm under 170 now. So kind of gets to the point where I start really worrying about it, but I'm kind of eating as much as I can. Headspace and timing. I don't know, maybe it was yesterday or something like that. I was thinking to myself, it's raining. I'm in this burned out area. Oh, and I got dissed this week. I don't think I've been dissed by anybody since they came up with the word diss. But I mean, it hurt. And it's like, wow. Somebody whose opinion of me I cared about. But then I was thinking, yeah, what are you doing out here? I don't know. Do you really want to complete this through hike? Do you want to continue hiking sort of like in general? I would say it's a sort of a transitory thought. But it's one that almost never occurs to me. I mean, I always think in terms of my home is via campo, shall we say. Looking forward that far. But yeah. And then I had a thought for the day last night as I was going to sleep. And the thought for the day came from the eminent Nobel Prize winning physicist Richard Feynman. And it's, what do you care what people think about you? What do you care what people think about you? Probably a better emphasis in terms of intonation. Really, what do you care? Wise words. I mean, so in terms of like the dissing, it was, I mean, not something as easily dismissed as something, like public in general, or, somebody you don't even know. But, yeah. So that was like, yeah, what do you care? What should you care? And I was also thinking of the quote from Shakespeare. Not sure I'm going to get this entirely right, because this is just from memory. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, one foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant, never. So sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into, hey, nonny, nonny. Pretty good attitude today. I just got up to the top of the hill. My friend Grizzly Smurf went down yesterday, and I got a Garmin from him that, no room's available in Chester. Well, turns out there is one for tonight, so I'll be able to get inside, get dry, clean my clothes, get a shower, get some meals, and just have a Nero today and reassess for the next leg forward. I wonder what this sign said once upon a time. Is it a PCT sign with a little something underneath? Hard to say. Can't say. Not anymore. Sorry. That's what happens when I try to look through the viewfinder instead of the where my feet are actually going. I know it's windy and the audio is going to be hard, but over my shoulder there is a hiker, Ostrich, from France. And just before I arrived, he arrived here, heading the other way, heading northbound. His PCT through hike, border to border, 100% complete this year. So he deserves some acknowledgement. He started in March, he said, hiked up here, hiked up to Lone Pine, skipped the Sierras, rented a car, went north, finished that, touched the border, came back down to Lone Pine, went through the Sierras and up to this point. So congratulations to him, Ostrich.